Good morning. Welcome to day 4 of my 75 soft challenge. I'm currently on my way to work this morning. I start at 8 today, so I'm leaving a little bit later than I usually do. Sorry if the camera is going to be shaking and stuff. I'm filming off my phone and it's just in my regular phone holder, and I'm driving in the city, so these are how our roads are. Anyway, I'm driving to work and I just kind of wanted to get on here and basically kind of go over how day 2 and 3 went. I did pretty well day 2 and 3. I got my 30 minutes of my walk in. I ate within my calorie deficit and got my steps in and all that. Day 2, when I went for my walk after work, it was still pretty nice, so I was able to do, I think it was like 35 minutes. I went for the walk, got back to my office, grabbed my stuff, and then went home. I was on my way home and I had to stop off at Walmart Vision Center to get some contacts. And on my way home, I was trying to convince myself, like the internal voice was trying to convince me, like, to get food on the way home because I didn't have anything prepped and I didn't want to cook anything when I got home. So I kind of had like an internal dilemma of wanting something convenient, but also not wanting to A, spend money, and B, get something that would be over my calories and stuff. I also kind of kept telling myself that as I was driving, because I don't like check my phone or anything like that, that I couldn't remember like how many calories I had left. So I was like, even if I wanted to get something, I don't know how many calories I have left, and I don't want to like pull over and check my calories and then go in or whatever. So I was like kind of talking myself out of it, that aspect of it. And so I got to Walmart and I was like, okay, I'll find something at Walmart to get and something I can make quickly. And as I was walking out of Walmart, I saw that they had sushi. So I was like, oh, I could get sushi right now. I love eating sushi. Even if it's store-bought sushi, I'm not picky. So I was like, oh, I could totally get sushi. And since I was just standing there, I was like, let me check my calories, how much calories I have left before I buy it. And of course I had like enough calories to eat the sushi if I wanted to, but based on how much was already in like the pre-packaged container, I would have to leave like four rolls behind, which is not a big deal. When I tell you though, like for, I don't want to say normal people, but like for regular people who don't struggle with food, they don't have to deal with that. I see people all the time leaving food behind. Me, I don't think I've ever left food behind. And that sounds crazy to some people, but I kind of grew up where it's like, you clear your plate, and then I also was like, this food tastes so good, I'm just gonna eat it all. I mean, I didn't get to over 300 pounds by leaving food behind, let's be realistic. Me being me and knowing who I am and what my struggles are, I knew that if I bought that package of sushi, I was gonna eat it all. I wasn't gonna have the strength or the willpower, whatever you want to call it, to, you know, eat the sushi that I was able to eat within my calorie deficit and then leave those 4 pieces behind. So I was like, you know what, I don't want to tempt myself. I need to build up, you know, the strength, the willpower, the drive to leave food behind, to, you know, put it in a separate container, put it in the fridge, not eat it all just because it's in that serving package. But I'm not there yet, so I don't want to tempt myself, because I'm the type of person that will wake up in the middle of the night, know that sushi's there, and go and get it and eat it, because that's just like how my mind works right now, and how it always has, even since I was younger. Now that I'm doing the mental work, I'm like, wow, like no wonder I am the way I am. So I was like, I'm gonna leave the sushi behind, I'll find something else. This is Walmart, they gotta have something. I went to, like, they had this like meat area and stuff, and they had rotisserie chickens that were already made, so I was like, bonus, I'm gonna grab that. I grabbed the rotisserie chicken, and then I was like, I don't think I really had any vegetables today, I should pair this with some veggies. Went to the frozen aisle and I found the like greens and broccoli, so it's like broccoli, cauliflower, and cheese, and then you just like nuke it in the microwave and there you go, that's your vegetables. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get that. So I had those 2 things, and then in my mind I was like, I'm gonna eat rice when I get home, because I know that I have pre-packaged like rice packages basically that I just throw in the microwave and there you go, that's your serving and whatever, easy peasy. Because rice is also a type of food that I could just sit there and eat like cups and cups and like to buy the pre-portioned packaged ones. So I got home and I was actually quite excited to eat this because I was like, I'm gonna make it like, you know, the rice and the chicken as like a stir fry with some soy sauce. Pretty pumped for that. I got home and I'm looking for the rice, I'm looking for the rice packages, and someone ate them all. And I know that sounds so like ridiculous of me to be upset about that, and I wasn't really upset about that. I was just like annoyed, so I was like, oh, why didn't anyone say anything? Everyone in my household knows like I specifically buy those because I prefer the pre-packaged ones, and then everyone else just kind of buys like the big box of the rice. And then, so I got a little irritated because I was like, man, I'm only on day 2, I'm trying to eat healthier. Here I am, I got a rotisserie chicken, I should have got sushi. Like I just was going crazy in my head. So I went through all my like stuff and I found that I had this like healthier version of mac and cheese. And it was basically I think it was like a chickpeas pepper parmesan thing. It was actually quite good. I got it from like a couple months back from the healthy food store near my house. Got a bunch of different like chickpeas pastas from there, and I never actually ate them. So I was like, let me try this. And it was actually quite good. You can definitely taste the difference between the chickpeas like healthier version of the mac and cheese versus like a sidekick one. But it was really good. I was like, you know what, this is actually good. I can taste the health, but it's nice. It's still like it beat that carb craving that I wanted. So I kind of kept it in the back of my mind, like, okay, I actually liked this. You know, if they go on sale again, then I'm there. I'll pick some more up. I'm pretty proud of myself for getting the rotisserie chicken and then just kind of, you know, throwing it together when I got home. The rotisserie chicken was pretty convenient. I'll probably end up doing that again. I definitely need to do some meal prepping so that I have food at home already ready, because just with how I am right now, like I know once I'm done work, I'm not going to want to cook. I just want to relax. So that's also why I do my walk before I leave work, because I know once I go home, I'm not going to go back outside to do a walk. I'm just not. That's just who I am right now. I'm sure I will work myself up to change and start going back to the gym and stuff like that. But for my first week, my first 2 weeks, I know that I just want to kind of do baby steps with it. I ate within my calorie deficit day 2. Everything went well. Did my walk, got my steps. Day 3, so yesterday, I was feeling pretty good. I did go for my walk, but 15 minutes into my walk, it was really gloomy. It actually started to rain and it was windy, so it felt like 6 or 7 degrees. It was really cold. But I told myself, I'm like, okay, if I do my 30-minute walk, or I have to go to the gym, because I have to get 30 minutes of activity in every day. Like that is my one part of my challenge that I need to do. Through the 75 days, I'm being very loose with rules and all that, but I need to focus on my mental health and the aspect of like not binging and making sure I'm eating within the calorie deficit, and also focusing on movement, especially since I sit all day for my job. So I went for my walk and I cut it short because it started to like drizzle. So I'm like, okay, let me just start heading back to my office, and then I'll just walk around the parking lot and stuff. Doesn't matter. As long as I walk for 30 minutes, I don't care if I'm walking in circles, it still counts. I started heading back to the office as it gets drizzling, it's windy, it's so cold. Then it starts to really pour, so I ran into my office, and then I just started doing laps around my office. I was going from like the first floor to the second floor. I'm doing laps, and thankfully I only had to do that for the last like maybe 10 minutes, 8-10 minutes. I was like, I'm not stopping my watch, I'm not ending my walk at 20 minutes. I'm gonna walk the 30 minutes. I'm just gonna walk it in the office. That's it. Like, I'm gonna look like a weirdo, but whatever, who cares? I did that. I'm glad that I got the walk in. On my way home, I had a Built Bar. I track my calories as I eat them. So before I eat my food, I track my calories, breakfast, lunch, snacks, all that. Even though I was tracking my calories yesterday, I wasn't like seeing how many I had left. So I still ate within my calorie deficit, but by the time I got home, I was like pretty hungry. I don't know why. I got this like real hunger, like actual hunger, not feeling to binge or emotionally eat or anything. Like it was actual hunger. And I got home and realized I think I only had like 220 calories left. I was like, oh my gosh, like how did I go through all my calories already? I was like, what am I gonna eat? I'm actually quite hungry. But anyway, I figured it out. I found some stuff to eat, and I was in my room reading my book before going to bed, And it was probably like, well, I say before going to bed. I like to get ready and be in bed by 8 o'clock, even though I don't go to sleep until like 9:30, 10. But I was just chilling. I already ate like what I was gonna have for dinner. I had no calories left. I literally got to, I think it was like 1,997 calories or something. Like I was touching the 2,000 calories. And I had this internal argument with myself yet again about eating. So I was feeling genuinely hungry, but it wasn't hunger like so urgently. Like, come on, I have over 100 pounds of fat on me that can get used up, you know? So I just was internally arguing with myself because I'm so used to just eating what I want when I want, whether I was hungry or not, right? So going from eating literally like 3,000 plus calories on the average day for the past, I'd probably say 3 months, and then now, you know, doing the 75 soft challenge and getting back to a calorie deficit, my body is just not used to that, obviously, again. So my body is like, okay, where's more food? And also just like my mind is like, not so much like on the binging, because I didn't feel like binging or emotionally eating yesterday, but my mind is used to seeing more food in the bowl, used to eating more often throughout the day, I guess. Mentally, I was like, no, but I'm hungry. Like, I should eat more. I can eat more. Like, I'm actually hungry. I don't want to binge. I don't want to emotionally eat. Like, I'm feeling physical hunger. And I tell myself, no, we're fine. You ate within your calorie deficit. You're even above a little bit your calorie deficit, because I'm aiming kind of more for like 1,800, no more than 2,000. So I was like, no, like, we're on the brink. We're not going to eat. And I was having this internal conversation with myself. And I'm like, I'm going to go to bed a little bit hungry. It's not a big deal. You know, I'm overweight. I have more than enough on me that my body can just use that. And, you know, that's the way it's going to be for tonight. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'll have like a fresh set of calories. And I woke up this morning and I'm fine. Like, I'm good. I think it was mostly just my mind being like, okay, she's taking this seriously. We're not eating as often. We're not eating as much. So I think it's just like getting used to that physically and then also mentally. I'm happy that I didn't feel the need to binge yesterday. I didn't feel the need for any emotional eating. It was actual, like, a little bit of physical hunger, but I'm glad that I worked through it and I pushed through it, because saying no to myself is something completely new to me. I know that I did it back, you know, in the spring and summer when I was eating within my calorie deficit, and I got pretty good at saying no to myself, or not even saying no, or saying like not right now or whatever, right? But for the past I'd probably say even like 3 months, I've just been in total effort mode and just eating whatever I want, whenever I want. Like, I always still tracked everything. Every day I was still tracking my food, my binges and everything. I've been tracking my food consistently since January of this year in the Fitbit app. So even in the past few months when I was knowingly binging, I would still track my food. I have days where I was, you know, 4,000, 6,000 calories. So I have that all tracked, because I was like, you know what, even though I've mentally checked out and I've given up on, you know, eating in a calorie deficit, being on a weight loss journey, I still need to track. I need to have it in my face and be like, this is what you're doing to yourself. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that too, like when I think about it, because a lot of the times in the past, over the years, when I would yo-yo diet and like lose some weight and then, you know, fall off for whatever reason and binge for a few weeks or months, or just fall off and not, you know, follow anything, I would stop tracking, whether it be, you know, if I was on Weight Watchers or whatever, I would be like, okay, I'm not going to count this weekend. This is my treat weekend. Or, you know, I fell off the wagon for the past few weeks. I'm not going to track anything. I'm not even trying. Where this time around, like this whole year, I made a commitment to myself, like, okay, whether I continue to do this program or that program or whatever, or just, you know, fall into my depression or whatever, I need to still track what I'm eating. I need to see and have the data there so that I can't be naive to, you know, why I'm gaining weight again, or just kind of ignore it basically and pretend like I didn't binge, or, you know, not look at the reality of what I'm really doing to my body, right? So for myself, I really do like tracking my food, good or bad. I just look at it as data, you know, and then if I lose weight, great. If I end up gaining weight, I can look back and be like, well, yeah, you ate a whole Domino's pizza and a big thing of Pepsi and a bag of freaking like Sun Chips, of course you're gonna gain weight. Like, come on, look at this. You know, I like tracking. I enjoy it. It doesn't freak me out. It actually makes me feel more in control, and that's what I need. I need to take control back with my food and everything. So yeah, day 2 and 3, pretty good. Had a little like speed bumps, but I worked through them, and I'm sure I'm like gonna have a heck of a lot more coming my way because we are only on day 4 now. But I'm excited. I'm pretty pumped up to work through things, you know, because that's ultimately what I want to do with this challenge, is just work through all of my mental work, you know, get my body more active, take control back of food, and just work through my shiznit, because like I got a lot I need to work through, and I want to work through it. I want to get better for myself, you know. I'm gonna head into work. I am running a little bit behind, so I'm gonna rush in there, and then I will check in later to show you what I'm eating, and then also we'll go for a walk after work. So I'll see you in a little bit. Welcome to my walk. It is almost 5. I finished work at about 4:30 today. I'm just walking around the neighborhood behind my work. It's been pretty good so far. I think when I left work, I did kind of take a little peek at my calories, and I think I'm sitting at like 1,200 calories consumed already. So it gives me a lot of wiggle room for dinner. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have for dinner. I think I have like fish in the freezer, so I might just have some breaded fish, some vegetables, and I might actually stop off and get some rice on my way home, since I don't have any more of my individually packaged rice anymore. So I definitely wanna get some rice, so probably just do that. Yeah, so breakfast I had my usual watermelon, so 1.5 cups, 2 cups of watermelon. Oh, my hair is caught in my piercing. I had about 2 cups of watermelon, so I had that for breakfast with my blueberries. So I had a cup of blueberries, and I also did Premier Protein iced coffee, same thing that I have pretty much every morning with my espresso pods. And then I also have my greens and my collagen. So I usually always have my greens and collagen first thing in the morning when I get up. And then probably about 2 hours later, I'll have my breakfast. And then for lunch, I had the leftover rotisserie chicken that I had from the day before, as well as the Parmesan pepper noodles, like macaroni and cheese. So I had that for lunch. And then I had my celery juice. So it was about 16 ounces of celery juice. With that, there was also kale and ginger, and I think I put a little bit too much ginger in that celery juice because it burned my throat and it like sat in the back of my throat, and I was like, okay, ginger's good and I should keep putting it in my juices, but this is a bit much. That was what I ate already so far. I am halfway through my walk. It's really nice out here. This neighborhood is so quiet. Yeah, I just prefer walking after work before I head home. And I'm actually gonna miss walking and having to go to the gym, but I'll get back into like my classes, or even just working out, doing like the weights and stuff. I'll figure it out as I go along. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. Like I said, this is like my version of the 75 soft, ultra soft. I'm following most of the rules, but just kind of going easy on myself and focusing on progress, not perfection. And then I'm sure in the new year down the road, I'll be able to like actually follow the legit 75 soft, and then maybe one day get myself to the point where I can do 75 hard. But I'm just taking baby steps, focusing on my mental game, and just making healthier choices. And if I lose weight along the way, great. If not, I'll tweak things for the new year, figure out what I'm gonna do then. But I really just wanna take the last 75 days plus until the end of the year to kind of get my head right back in the game, and start 2025 off on a right note, because I feel like I've made quite a bit of progress earlier this year, and then the last like 3 months I really undid it all. So I just want to get back on track and start 2025 off in better shape mentally than I was when I started 2024. That's kind of my plan. Just taking it one day at a time, you know. Oh, side note, I didn't realize that this weekend is a long weekend. it is Thanksgiving long weekend. I don't think my family's doing anything since it's Thursday and long weekends in a few days. No one's mentioned anything to me, and my family doesn't really do holidays anymore anyways. I think the main thing is like a lot of us have different work schedules. Sometimes my mom usually works on the weekend. She works like every day. So if my mom's working, we're not doing anything. Because mom is kind of like the main focus of our family, and she usually is the one who like gets us together all the time. So if she's working, then we can kind of guarantee that nothing's being planned, nothing's gonna happen, which is fine by me because honestly, I don't really need the temptation of Thanksgiving. And I also just kind of am looking forward to having 3 days off from work and just doing whatever I want to do myself, which probably sounds like really selfish, but I feel like I don't know, I never get like alone time. I'm probably not really gonna have alone time because I'm gonna be spending a lot of time with my boyfriend and his mom, and then I will probably go see my family, like my sister and my dad and stuff, at their house. But I just I'm looking forward to like not having to do like a big family thing. If we do anything, we usually just go to my sister's house and eat whatever food people want to have. We'll do like a potluck thing and then just play games and drink wine all day. But since I am being healthier and on my journey, I'm gonna go down the side street. I'm not gonna be drinking all the wine, and I'm just gonna try and be on track as much as possible, no matter what ends up happening this weekend. I don't want to go off the rails just because it's Thanksgiving. Regardless of what the plan is, I'm gonna still stick to my calorie deficit and still only have like one day where I might splurge a little bit. Since I am putting aside like one day a week, typically for like date nights for my boyfriend and I. Oh my god, is this a dead end? It is a dead end. Isn't it? The sun blinded me and I couldn't see that this street goes nowhere. All right, we're turning back around. Gonna go back this way. This angle is great. If we end up doing stuff for Thanksgiving, I'm still gonna stay on track with my plan. I'm still gonna make sure that I get my activity in. And I think even if there is a day that I splurge, I'm gonna like double up on my activity just to kind of hopefully balance everything out, but still keep the mindset of you're on a healthy journey. You're not gonna overeat, you're not gonna binge eat. You know, you're definitely not gonna binge eat, you're definitely not gonna emotionally eat, but even if you do splurge a little bit, let's not go wild on it and use Thanksgiving just as an excuse. Regardless whether my family does something or not, I know this long weekend is going to be kind of like my first big test, because my mind is going to have the thought of, oh, it's the long weekend, it's a holiday, let's eat whatever you want, let's just relax, let's splurge, right? Because that's usually where my mind always went whenever these holidays come up. Christmas, birthdays, Thanksgiving, anytime I was even on a healthy journey at those times. Whenever there was a holiday, I would always have the mindset of like, oh, it's a holiday, we can pause the weight loss journey for now, or, you know, we don't have to go to the gym. Who goes to the gym on their birthday or whatever? Like, these are just things that crossed my mind when, over the years, with my yo-yo dieting. Any holiday came up, any special day, I took it as an opportunity to binge or splurge or just be like, F it, I'll start again tomorrow. We're not going to do that this time, and we're just going to focus on eating, you know, making the healthiest choices and not eating half a pie, because I remember that I did that last year. I wasn't on any healthy journey last year at all. 2023 was a pretty rough year for me. 2022 was a rough year as well. It was all just like personal stuff I was going through, and I lost my dog last January 2023, so that was like the worst time in my life. So last year was just a write-off, and I know for a fact that during Thanksgiving pretty much just ate whatever I wanted. I remember last year being at Costco with my mom, and we were shopping Thanksgiving weekend, and we were doing something for Thanksgiving. I think we were just doing a little potluck at my sister's, playing games. But I remember I was looking at like the huge Costco pies, and I remember seeing the pumpkin pie. I was walking over to it and my mom was like, we don't need that. Scott, my stepdad, got like 3 pies, and I was like, I looked at her in like absolute outrage. I was like, Mom, I'm getting this for home. I'm not getting this for Ashley's house, who's my sister. And she looked at me, she's like, I'm sure we're not gonna eat all 3 pies at your sister's house, and you know your sister always sends food home. My sister always sends the sweets home. She's the opposite of me. She doesn't have a weight problem, never has, and she just doesn't keep that stuff in her house. She's ultra healthy. So anytime we take things over, we always end up taking half of it home. But Mom was like, we're not taking, so that was so true. We're taking 3 pies, but you know, we'll probably be sent home half of them, or you know, we probably won't even take all 3, we'll just take 2 and leave 1 at home. And I was like, but this pie's like $8, and look how big it is. And she was like, Bridget, we don't need it. But I put it in the cart because in my mind, I just make sure that this street is not a dead end. Okay, we're good. Because in my mind, I was like, and well, even though I verbalized to her like we're taking it home, like it's gonna be for us, everyone who lives with us. My mind was like, this pie's for me, and I'm still gonna eat some of the pies that we're taking to my sister's house, but this big Costco pie, I'm taking home for me. I didn't say that. I said that in my head, but that's exactly what I meant. So I ended up taking that pie. Did I eat all of it? I don't think I ate all of it. I think my stepdad got into some of it, but I definitely 1000% ate at least half. I know that for a fact. And when I say I ate half of the pie, I don't mean like I had a slice here and then the next day I had a slice there. No, I literally cut half of that pie, loaded it up with whipped cream to the point where you couldn't even see the pie. And I ate that, and I remember that distinctively. And I'm not doing that this year, even though I know I'm gonna go to Costco on Sunday and we're gonna do grocery shopping for like the coming work week. I'm not getting that damn pie. In fact, I'm not buying any pie because the way I am right now, I can't be trusted, and I don't want that temptation. I'm accepting that as being true because I know it is. Maybe, you know, come Christmas, I'll be able to have some special treats in the house if I'm at the point by then where, you know, I feel like I can trust myself with it. But if not, then whatever. It is what it is. I have to start saying no to myself at some point, and I just know me. And I'm weak, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to food, I am weak as hell. So I'm not gonna tempt myself. I'm not gonna make myself go crazier than I already end up going crazy. I just need to build up on like my willpower, my strength, whatever it is I need to build up on. I need to do it for myself, for my own sanity. That's the plan for this weekend. I'm almost done my walk at 32 minutes, over 3,000 steps already. I'm just turning down to where my job is. So we will check in when I'm back in the car, because I think I'm gonna have a snack. I'm feeling a little hungry, and I think I have a Built Bar in the fridge at work, so when I grab my stuff, I'll grab the Built Bar, and then I'll check in with you when I'm in the car. So I'm back home now. On my way home, I actually ate a cookies and cream Built Bar, and that was so good. And it really tied me over until I came home and made some dinner. I did stop off on my way home and I bought some more of my pre-packaged, like individual portion rice bag things. So when I got home, I put some fish in the oven, and then I did the rice in the microwave, and then I kind of fried up some asparagus. Sorry, I'm looking down because my cat is trying to get at the piece of fish here. So I'm basically just gonna have this for dinner. It is just over a cup of asparagus, and then I have some rice, and then the fish is on top, and my cat Mojo is trying to eat some. So I'm gonna eat this, and then for dessert I'm going to finish off the night with a peach and a pear, and then that should be about it. I already tracked it, so that brings me to just over 1900 calories for the day. I think it came up to like 1904 calories or something. So I'm gonna eat that, and then I'm actually probably just gonna relax and watch some Law and Order and call it a night. It's been a pretty good day. I ate within my calories. I'm pretty satisfied. I'm hungry for dinner, but I'm not overly hungry. And then I'm gonna eat the peach and the pear because I just really want some fruit and the night off, something kind of like refreshing. So I'm gonna finish that, watch my show, and then actually before I go to bed, I'm going to read some of this book that I've been reading. So as part of my 75 like day soft challenge, one of the rules is that I'm following anyway is that you have to read like 10, I think it's like 10 pages from any book. I am following that rule, and I am reading 10 pages every day. I did start this book on Monday, and it's been pretty good. I really like it. I'm only a few chapters in because I have only been reading 10 pages a day, but I've decided that for the challenge specifically, I need to read like either a self-help book or one of my like Christian books. The binge code, again, I just started it, so as I read more, I'll, you know, kind of give some details on it, but I am only 35 pages in, and I'm already loving this book and feel like this book is really going to help me over the next 75 days. And then I also feel like just even reading the first few pages, this is already a book that I'm going to try and keep on hand and have available to me if I am feeling the urge to binge or anything like that, to just kind of like grab it and like read some of it, because just even the first few pages was very informative and made me feel like I could beat my binge eating and get over those issues and stuff. And like obviously it's something that I'll live with forever, but if I can at least work through it and not be like struggling 24 hours a day with it, then I'm happy. So this book really is off to a great start, and I feel like it's really going to help me on not just the 75 day soft challenge, but like my overall mental health and physical health journey, because I do struggle severely with binge eating. As I've said multiple times before, it is, I feel like 90% of my problem. So it's the binge code. It is by, of course I'm blocking her name, Allison C. Kerr. She also made a book about bulimia, best-selling author of the Bulimia Help Method. So this book is really great. I got it off of Amazon, and I think it was like $20 or something like that. Again, I'm only 30 pages in, and it was worth my $20. So I'm gonna read some more of that, but of course I'm gonna eat first, enjoy some of my show, have my peach and my pear, and then read my 10 pages and go to bed. It's already 7:30, so I'm having a pretty late dinner. And then I also have to chug my water, because when I got home I realized that I had only drank 2 liters of water, so I'm gonna be chugging this big glass here. It's insulated. It's the bottle that I've been using this past week. It is 1 liter every time it's full, so I drank 2 liters already today, but I have 1 liter left to go, so I'll probably be waking up a lot of the times throughout the night, but I will drink those 3 liters. I'm not eating anything else once I'm done all this today, and then read my book and go to bed. So I think it's very successful day 4 of 75 soft. So I will check in sometime over the weekend. If not, then it'll be for at least my weigh-in, and we'll see how the first week went overall when it comes to my weight. But so far, I think that 4 days in, I feel like I'm doing really well. Pretty proud of myself. I know it's only been 4 days, but going from binging every day for the past like 3 months to eating within a calorie deficit and getting some activity in every day, starting off strong. So pretty happy about that, and we'll see what the rest of the week has in store. Bye.